back to a new video. How you're doing? Hope you're all well. Today is the exciting day that we're going to look at the new van.
Yes, I can't wait. And she messaged us saying we can come and see it an hour early, so we're going to head off and see it an hour early.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I'm nervous to like test drive it because it's so long, but it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be all fine. Yeah, we're both buzzing to go and see it, and it's a nice sunny day as well, so we should be able to see it, like any imperfections or anything like that. But yeah, we'll do some B-roll on the way there. I'm not going to do any recording when we're looking around the van, just because obviously it's not our van until we've actually paid for it. Once we've paid for it, I'll show you around it and stuff, but until then, obviously, we're just going to leave the camera out of the way until we've actually paid for the van, if we pay for it. But yeah, it's about a 40-minute drive there, so it's not very far, and like Tara said, we're both buzzing for it. It's kind of like loads of emotions, but I'm going to stop waffling on because I'm excited. Let's go.
Right, so we're back from viewing the van, and what was the conclusion now?
Well, as you can probably see, we're still sitting in the old van, so we didn't get it.
Bodywork, it was perfect. There was nothing wrong with it. Obviously, it was 13 years old, so you've got to expect a bit of wear and tear. Yeah. But on a whole, it had been looked after. Yeah, especially the bodywork. Like Tara said, the bodywork was fine. When we was looking around it, when we seen the pictures and stuff, it looked fine. MOT history was fine. You know what I mean? It weren't obviously perfect, but for a van that always not going to be. Yeah, everything else looked fine, except for when we opened the bonnet. Basically, when we opened the bonnet, I could have got this wrong, but when like your coolant system should be pressurized, definitely when the engine's warm. But from my understanding, when it's cold, it shouldn't be pressurized. And when I opened like the coolant cap, yeah, water came out, coolant came out, so it's under pressure, which it shouldn't be, to my understanding anyway. Maybe I've got that wrong. Maybe with them sort of vans it's different or something, but yeah, from my understanding it shouldn't be, and that was one thing that like made us concerned. Yeah, and it was low, that the coolant.
Yeah, and the coolant was very low. And then on top of that, when we started the engine up first time, it made a weird noise, like weird, not like grinding noise, not like the starter motor stuck on or anything like that. Just kind of like a weird noise. So that was obviously second reason to be concerned. It was only very briefly though, like for a second, and went off again. Which was why I thought at the start, like maybe the starter motor stuck on or something. So I kind of give it the benefit of the doubt, let it run, and then it was fine, no more noises, anything like that. We left it running maybe for what, about 10-15 minutes? Yeah,
got to be something like that.
While we was checking all under the engine, checking all around everywhere, make sure there's no leaks or anything like to be concerned about. And then we was kind of like, yeah, it's not too bad, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing really to be concerned about. And then I found a loose cable that had been like, it's clearly broken off something, and it'd been kind of stuffed out of the way, like a bit sneakily.
Didn't know what it was for.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't know what it was for. Couldn't see where it was going or anything like that. So another concern, especially with electrics, not worth it at all. And then so basically at that point we was kind of like, nah, we're not really going to do it. And then I said to her, just turn it off, start it again.
And it made a horrible clunking noise, and we were
way worse than the first time.
Give you the keys back with no.
Yeah, so we literally, as soon as we started up, it was like knocking, like really loud knocking, and was like, I said to have like cut it off, and we're not touching it. So we went and gave her the keys back and walked away from it basically.
But we're not in a rush to get a van. We weren't even looking for vans at the time.
No, we was waiting for this to sell.
Yeah, because we kind of need this to be able to fund the next project.
Yeah, especially because we was looking for a more newer van than like, well, 07 plate it was. So we was kind of looking for a more modern van than that anyway. But obviously for that to be the case, we need to get money from this van to fund that. So we weren't really looking for that anyway. But when I seen it on Facebook, it did look like a very good deal, and that's probably why. Usually if it's too good to be true, usually it is. But a bit disappointed just because it was kind of like, it all looked fine, and then we was like, oh yeah, like we're going to get a van, like, you know, I mean, we can get all the paint and do all this and that to it. But yeah, at the end of the day, we're still trying to sell this, and we're still planning on doing another van. It's just kind of a matter of when, not if. So yeah, we've just got to wait, bide our time, and find the right van basically. Because obviously with this van, if you've watched all our videos, you'll know obviously when we first bought it, we had to spend another $1,000 on it just to get it up to like good standard, because there was a few things wrong with it that we didn't obviously know when we got it. So this one, we're definitely making sure that, or I mean, we're being extra cautious basically, making if there's any doubt, walk away from it. There's always another van somewhere else. They're not too hard to come by. The main benefit I'd say from all of this though is the fact that we actually got to try out like standing in the back of the van, which for me is a big thing, because obviously I'm taller than Tabitha. Tabitha was always going to stand up inside the van and be fine. But for me, I was always a bit like, how close will my head be to the top? And obviously I get the fact that there's no wood on top, but it's not going to take up that much room. And I still had like a good 2 or 3 inches above my head. So we know that like height-wise, that size is fine. And the long wheelbase is definitely the one to go with, and definitely the Boxer, the Relay, or the Ducato, mainly for that 6-foot bed, because when you stood in it, you could kind of visualise like the bed widthways, and obviously it'd get an extra 2 foot than if the bed was lengthways of the van, because obviously it's 6x4 rather than the other way around. So it means you get an extra 2 foot of space, which, as we plan on putting a log burner in it, that obviously 2 foot is like very important. So I definitely think it's one of them 3 vans, or we stick to this, because this isn't a bad van. We've always said this all along. Like, we could still live in this. It's just why we've got the opportunity, or the potential opportunity, to make a bigger van and have the time to do it. We obviously came to the conclusion that we might as well try.
Yeah, especially while we don't have to work at the minute. We haven't got to worry too much about money. So
yeah,
it's kind of that perfect kind of time.
Yeah, and if we had to go back to work in like end of November, December, which we don't know about at the minute. If we have to go back to work then, obviously we'll be a lot more comfortable living out of a bigger van, having to go to work. Because when like you're not having to go to work and stuff, it's easier to have a washing and that lot, and you kind of have more time in your day, so if things take longer because it's like more cramped and stuff, it doesn't really matter. But obviously if you're like on time constraints going to work and then coming back and stuff, yeah, there's a lot of things that would cause issues with this van, like the washing up, the getting ready, getting changed, having a wash, you know what I mean, washing the pots, cooking, all that sort of stuff does take longer because we're in a smaller van.
Yeah.
And it's harder and more annoying because you're in a smaller van, but it's not deal breakers. But no. I imagine if we was having to go to work like a 9 to 5 job, yeah,
it would be a deal breaker.
Definitely, yeah, we'd kind of be at the point where we're like, yeah,
but hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully we can find a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, like I say, I have my photography ideas, or you know what I mean, weddings and stuff like that I can try and make some money from. I really enjoy doing the wedding at the weekend, so yeah, that's looking promising. So there's ideas, and we've got ideas floating about and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, we still got a few months.
Yeah, the future's exciting.
Exactly. But we was hoping. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it was no this time, but we was hoping to show you a new van. And we was going to actually do. We was like, oh, we'll get it, and then we'll do like a proper like show around tomorrow. That ain't the case anymore. You're just going to be looking at this van.
It's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing at all.
She's still beautiful.
She is indeed.
Can't
yeah.
talk about her badly.
Yeah, exactly. She'll break down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think we're going to end the video here because we're having a curry night, so I need to get going and cooking chapatis and curries and stuff. That's not inside the van or anything like that. It's round Graham's. So yeah, we're going to put the camera away and just enjoy the rest of the night. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow.